His words, he likes to bring up the rear. I don't know what he meant by that. What's that? Lucifer left. Alright, everybody give a big round of applause for Patrick Gorman.
Thank you very much for that warm embrace. Now, before I begin tonight, I just want to thank everybody for coming out. It's about to pay off. Road rage is a problem. Let's talk about it. Earlier today, I was driving in the car with my girlfriend when I found myself smack dab in one of the most frustrating situations I can possibly fathom. Being stuck behind an old person while I'm driving. Yeah. And it's going down exactly how you'd imagine. They're going way below the speed limit. Their blinkers left on for what seemed like miles. And see, I was getting really upset. And so was my girlfriend. Because it was her grandmother in the hearse directly in front of us. That's my opener. It's also the reason I'm dressed this way. Yeah, I was thinking. Now I know it's Thursday night, but is anybody getting drunk tonight? Yeah. Oh, I'm sorry. I thought this was a comedy club, not an AA meeting. Regardless, I'll continue. You see, I love getting drunk. But sometimes drinking can get me into trouble because it clouds my judgment. Like this one time when I was so hammered that I mistakenly fooled around with a girl who was underage. Yeah. Not a very responsible thing to do, I know. And see, it was directly after this shameful moment in my life when I realized that I just had to quit drinking because I didn't want to be wasted for my set tonight. Soak it all up. But see, I've had issues with drinking all my life. I mean, take high school, for example. When I was in 9th grade, I got kicked off the JV football team when they caught me drinking at halftime. It's kind of hard to pull off a margarita at the yellow Gatorade when there's salt around the rim. You see, the worst part about drinking, hands down, has got to be blacking out. Because when I do that, I always end up having to apologize the next day, whether it's to my friends, my family, or even my girlfriend. And see, it became such an embarrassing situation every time that it happened that I can proudly stand up here tonight in front of every one of you and say, as of 22 months, 6 days, and going on 10 hours, I was able to just flat out quit apologizing. Man, that's a great joke. I'll use it on the more intelligent crowd next time. Now, last night, my friend offered to drive me home after a long night of partying. And throughout the course of the night, she had taken a handful of pills, smoked a few bowls of the dankest weed, and drank everyone at the party under the table. So naturally, I was nervous to get in the car with her, because she's Asian. Yeah. Think it again. Speaking of terrible drivers, one of my close friends just got into a horrific car accident. Now, he's okay, but he was a little shooken up afterwards. You see, some 50-year-old man was out joyriding in his cherry red Corvette when he slammed right into the side of my friend's 92 Buick LeSabre. Both cars totaled. Now, I don't want to come across as cold, but I don't feel bad for my friend, for the simple fact that he was only driving a 92 Buick LeSabre, whereas the 50-year-old man was just cremated yesterday. Please, take as much time as you need. Now, my oldest sister just recently gave birth to her very first child, Brady Michael Frederick. 7 pounds, 11 ounces of pure joy. I mean, he's beautiful. The only problem is, My girlfriend can't stop talking about how excited she is for us to have our first child. But see, I'm not. Because I know when you break it down to the simplest of factors, we're clueless. For instance, if our first child's a boy, what are we going to name him? And furthermore, if our first child's a girl, where are we going to dump it? It takes a special kind of asshole to laugh at that joke. If you did, cheers. Now, for those of you who didn't laugh, don't worry. I won't berate you. See, the fact of the matter is my girlfriend and I are both pro-life. We just also happen to be pro-dumpster. Now, my best friend coincidentally found himself in a similar situation. You see, he thought that he got his 21-year-old girlfriend pregnant. Turns out, though, she wasn't pregnant, which was a big relief, because if you want my opinion, she's not mature enough. Now, that's got nothing to do with the fact that she's 21, because it has everything to do with the fact that my best friend is dyslexic. We got that smart group of guys in the back over there. Thanks, guys. We're hanging hard. I'm going to take a drink on that one. Now, I want to talk about family. See, my older brother's a really good guy. And I'm confident saying that because I've known him my entire life. The only problem is, he's been one-upping me ever since we were in diapers. Let me take you back. You see, when I was in high school, I'd always make the second honor roll. But my older brother, he'd always make the first honor roll. I graduated from a state university. He graduates from an Ivy League school. I got a job making $30,000 a year. This big shot gets a job making $65,000 a year. Now, he just recently purchased a brand new 2011 Cadillac Escalade, fully loaded. Oh, she's a beauty. So what did I do? I went out and got a Hummer from his girlfriend. Now, that brilliant joke segues to my next. See, I want to know out of the crowd here, how many of you, by a round of applause, have ever cheated on someone before?
Yeah.
Thank you for your honesty. Now, the remaining people in the crowd, how many of you, again, by a round of applause, are completely full of shit? There we go. See, I'm in the same boat because I have cheated before. Now, I'm not proud of it, but what made the situation even worse was that I got caught red-handed. Oh, embarrassing situation. And looking back now, I can't even tell you who was more ashamed. Me? Or my girlfriend? Or the girl who forgot to inform me that she was still on her period. You got it. But see, that's my bad. Because I completely misunderstood what you meant when she said there'd be no strings attached. Now, for my final joke, I don't think I'm giving anything away here when I say that it's brilliant. You see, I can't even put into words how much I love doing stand-up comedy. I just can't. So the only way I know how to best describe it is by comparing it to a feeling equally satisfying: having sex. Because the first time performing stand-up is so perfectly comparable to losing my virginity, you know? For months, all my friends kept pressuring me to do it, and at that final moment when I decided to follow through with it, I suddenly became very nervous and equally anxious. Now, although I didn't last very long, as soon as I finished, I felt this overwhelming sense of accomplishment, you know? I had finally done it. But not only that, but my dad got the whole thing on videotape. Have a safe drive home. Keep going, Dr. Gorman.